Hi everyone, welcome to today's lesson on paddle striking. Now we've done two previous lessons that lead up to this. So if you were with us in week 1 for Bop It and week 2, Bop It 2, then you're ready to proceed with this lesson. If you have not done either or both of those, it's important that you go back, watch those videos and practice those skills first before you attempt to do this one, because this will be a little bit more difficult. Now if you have been with us, let's get started. Now in Bop It Part 2, we introduced the paddle strike. Now what we're doing here ultimately is trying to get you ready for racket sports like racquetball, which is a short-handled racket, or eventually to things like tennis or badminton. Badminton is a long-handled racket. And just a side note here, I got this set of badminton rackets. You can see it's brand new here at Walmart. 2 rackets and birdies for $7.98. So it didn't cost too much money. So that's something that you can do down the road. But these are pretty difficult to work with. So today's lesson will kind of get you ready for that. Now in Bop It 2, again, we gave you a couple options for short-handled rackets because you're not going to want to use a racquetball racket inside the house. So something like a plastic plate is a great choice. Paper plates will work with the balloon, which we're going to use first here, but I'm going to give you some other options. So if you have a plastic plate, would be better. I also found Frisbees at Walmart for 97 cents. Dollar Tree also has these. Now there's much more expensive Frisbees, but you really don't need an expensive one. One of the 97-cent ones would be great for this lesson. And in Bop It Part 2, I also mentioned something like a clipboard would work, so I brought one of those out as well. Now I'm actually going to be using the Frisbees today to start talking about how to strike a balloon. So you're also going to need a balloon on this one. 97 cents at Walmart for a pack of 10. Just with the air in your lungs, not helium. Again, we want it to come down to the ground. Now, if you don't have a balloon available, I'm going to show you some options at the end that you can do with the ball to practice by yourself. But ideally today, you're going to have a partner and a Frisbee or something like a plastic plate that you can use. Now, today we're going to start working on the forward strike. You'll see Winnie's joining us here apparently. In Bop It Part 2, we were worrying about the point of contact being parallel to the ground to keep the balloon going upward. Now today's standard for grade 2 is how to get the balloon to go consistently forward. And we kind of touched on this in Bop It 2. If the angle or the point of contact is about here, the balloon is going to go forward. If you contact it way up here, it'll go backwards. We definitely don't want that. So today with our partner, we're going to be trying to strike the balloon towards our partner. So you're going to want to use this kind of motion, contacting right about here. Or if it's on the side, you're going to bring it out here. Okay, and this is more where we'll get into racquetball and tennis type skills. And you'll also want, since your partner is going to be returning this to you, or you're going to hopefully be keeping the balloon in the air, to increase or to go slightly upward. So we're going to strike on the side and up right about there, or in front of you right about here. Okay, so Mrs. B is going to be my partner with this one, so we'll give her a Frisbee and we're going to practice with the balloon. So I'm going to bring her out and we'll get started here on how to consistently strike a balloon forward today. All right, everyone, Mrs. B is here. We each have our Frisbee. Now remember, this will be our short-handled paddle, and you can hold it either way. I'm holding it this way to keep my fingers on this side, which is going to give me more surface area to work with. Remember last week we talked about with racket sports or paddles, we always want to strike in the middle, so that's what we're trying to do, and line up your body. And watch how we're moving our feet around here to get to where we need to go to keep the balloon in the air. All right, so dominant hand is where your paddle goes. The non-dominant will have the balloon. Just give it a little toss, and then strike it upwards and forward. Mostly forwards what we're working on, but if you strike it just forward like that, notice how I struck it forward, but not high enough, so Mrs. B had no chance to hit that one. That was my fault. That's why we want to add a little upward force here, along with the forward to keep it in the air. So now Mrs. B will just start again, and just keep track with your partner of how many strikes in a row you can get. And if you have a small area like we do, you have to watch out for couches and walls and things like that. But you can't do this one outside with a balloon, because the wind is going to blow the balloon all over. Again, we're just alternating, taking turns. You strike, then your partner strikes. And again, move your feet, just like we did in some of our other sports. Like handball, we've got to be ready to move our feet to get to where we want to strike the balloon. Forward and upward in this case, so your partner has a better better chance to hit it back to you. So Mrs. B had to move a lot on that one. And just see it again. Keep it in the air as best you can. And keep practicing. Just like that. So again, see how you can do the angle or the point of contact for forward strikes. It's going to be about here, so the balloon will go forward. It's going to go basically wherever your paddle is aiming or pointing at when you contact the balloon or ball. All right, so that's the balloon paddle striking. I'm going to show you an option outside now that you can use just in case you don't have a balloon, or if you don't have a good partner like Mrs. B to work with. I'm going to give you an option that you can do on your own at home. All right, we'll see you in the next little segment here. Hi everyone, we're back outside where we practice our handball skills from last week. So again, these are options for if you don't have a balloon or a partner, or if you've gotten pretty good with the balloon already and you want to challenge yourself a little bit. This is going to be much more challenging, and it's going to get us ready for a game that I'm going to try and introduce probably next week called pickleball, which is a pretty challenging game, but it's a whole lot of fun if you get pretty good at it, and pretty easy to play if you have simple things like this around the house. So some of the balls that you could use for this one, you could use something like a tennis ball, as long as you have something hard like a frisbee. Okay, the paper plate definitely won't work on this one. You would definitely need a hard plastic plate or a frisbee, something like that for the tennis ball. Racquetball would be another good choice. And again, these are easily available at Walmart or the Dollar Tree. Ping pong ball, grocery store, Walmart. You can get a bag of 6 of these for about $2. Sorry, I forgot the price. But they're not very expensive at Walmart. This would be a very challenging ball. So if you've gotten really good at paddle striking, this would be a fun one to try. Okay, but your best choices here are going to be something like a Nerf type of ball. This one's actually what we call a tennis trainer ball. It's spongy, just like a Nerf ball. And this one's just a smaller version of that. But I'm going to use this one and show you what we're doing. So I'm going to get my frisbee again holding like this. And back up here. Now, just like we were striking the balloon, we're going to strike the ball, we're going to strike against the wall, and then it's going to come back to me. Now, ideally, you can return it to the wall in one bounce or less, but since we're just practicing, you just do what you can. Now, just like we did in handball, let it bounce, and then strike it towards the wall. So this is more of a kind of an upward and forward strike, like we were doing with Mrs. B with the balloon. So upward and forward. This is going to give me a little more time to react. It'll be a little bit easier. Good practice. Again, move your feet to where the ball is, and always try and keep the ball where you want it. Don't let it get to this side. It's going to be much harder to strike if it gets to that side. Now, in tennis or racquetball, there is a strike we would do for that, but I don't want to overly complicate this. So for now, try and keep the ball on your dominant side or in front of you, and again, just move your feet quickly. Now again, so we'll just start again. Upward and forward is going to be much easier to keep in play. Try and do it on the one bounce. The higher it goes, the more time you have to react to the ball. Just don't hit it over the wall or on top of your roof. But as you get better, start trying to strike it a little lower, which is actually what we'd be doing in tennis or racquetball. If you're playing against somebody, you're going to want to make a lower strike, because that's going to be harder for them to return. It will also make you better, so that when somebody gives you a low strike, you can still return it before it bounces twice. And give yourself different types and see if you can keep it in the air. Again, Nerf ball is going to be your best choice for this one. Had a pretty easy time with that one. So let's just show you real quick with the ping pong ball how much more difficult this will be. This one I'll have to strike harder because it won't bounce as well. There we go, ping pong ball. And notice I'm always keeping it on my dominant side. But again, you have to move your feet for that. And when I strike it, I'm moving my opposite foot forward. Also important as we're getting into striking that we're using our feet correctly. Opposite foot goes with your dominant hand in almost every sport that we will be doing. And again, as you get better, strike it a little lower, see if you can keep it in play. That one was too low, even for me. All right, everyone. So that's a version you could do outside, a little more room, or as you get better. Remember, challenge yourself. Don't settle for just meeting the standards.
go above and beyond, challenge yourself, get better and better. Before you know it, you're going to be playing racquetball or tennis or something else and be great at it. All right, everybody, we're going to see you in the next segment. Great job.